Hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC. We're out here at the Avon Park Air Modelers Club. We're going to take up the E-Flite Apprentice STS. I've had a request from some, props off, I've had a request from some of my viewers to demonstrate some simple aerobatics. Aerobatics? Probiotics, no. Aerobatics, like barrel roll, loop, a little bit of inverted flight. Just some simple things to just kind of explain what I'm doing, maybe a knife edge, and kind of explain what I'm doing. And the wind just blew my hat, my camera off of the stand, sorry. But I'm like, oh, there it goes. But so that's what we're going to do, and I'm not going to cut that out. That's just life. And about the hat falling. But there you go. It's a little windy, but you know, hey, if you wait for the perfect day to fly, you never fly. All right, so let's get started. I'll be flying in experience mode because obviously I cannot fly in safe or intermediate mode to do any kind where the plane's going to be upside down, any kind of aerobatic maneuver. And so for those of you who've been flying in experience or intermediate mode and now would like to, and you've been toying with just the AS3X only, well then this is for you, and you're wanting to learn a little bit. I'll see what I can do to teach this. All right, right aileron, left up elevator, down elevator, right rudder, left rudder. You know what, but before we do this, let's take our airplane down here. I've got a preset 90 feet, actually it's a little over 90 feet. I want to take her down here and we're going to do a range test. You can go ahead and I can show you how that's done. So, all right, if you look right here on my field, I have this square. I stand behind this square. You see the plane down there. I take functionless on your roller, go down to range test, and you see it says full power. You depress your bind button and look at your plane. Look for movement. Keeping that thing. I'm going to drive the plane around, do a full 360, you know, move around, and I see movement and everything's working, so I know that I should be okay. Now ideally someone would be down there with a prop off, or with a prop or throttle cut on, and move the plane, you know, three-dimensionally and everything. But since I'm by myself, this is the best I can do. But I had absolutely no drop in any of the bars, so I know my signal is going to be nice and strong. So we'll come back here, get her turned around here. Let me verify that AS3X is working. I'm going to turn my prop off.
Motor off.
All right, I've already put the prop over 25%, so what I'm looking for is these control surfaces are moving. I can hear the gyros. So just AS3X, that is not self-level, and if you're flying into the side of a barn, well, AS3X is not going to save you. Neither will self-level. You're going to still fly into the side of a barn. All right, let's take her up. I'm running a 3200 3S. All right, just to show you that AS or safe is not on, because would not be able to do that if it was. All right, I've got, if you see those flashing lights, that's the easy lights. All right, we're going into the wind now, and I want to do a simple tight roll. Okay, now I'm just going to pull full right aileron and do that. Okay, so you saw that. So let's go back around. Okay, we'll also do some landing demonstrations. Sorry, I have just nothing but a plain blue sky. All right, now we're into the wind, full power. We're going to do a nice slow barrel roll.
7 minutes.
And all that is, here, I'll do another one. As you can see, and all that is just a little more of a gentle input on the right or left aileron, depending on the direction. Okay, Now, inverted flight is just simply turning the plane over and remembering that everything is backwards. So in other words, if you pull back on the stick, you're going to dive. You have to push up on the stick or away from the controller in order to climb. And if you pull down on the sticks, which is what you normally would climb with, you're going to go down. Ask me about that mistake with my crashed Vulcan the other day. All right, let's set her up for a nice landing approach. Now the wind is kind of strong here, so I'm sorry. It's one of the reasons why I've got the easy lights on to help me see, and the plain white sky, and I'm kind of out there and nothing to differentiate. Is that a word, differentiate? All right, very simple plane to land. All I'm really doing when I'm landing is I'm bringing the plane in straight, keeping my wings as level as I possibly can, and then making sure that I do just a slight, ever slight flare. In other words, I pull back on the stick since I'm right side up, and then bring the nose up just an almost indescribable, an almost undetectable amount, just so that my mains touch first. Let's practice that again, and I'll show you what I can do, what I'm talking about. All right, pulling back on the elevator, enough power, letting her gently rise. Okay, doing an aileron turn here. Okay. Make sure when you do an aileron turn, in other words, you're turning only your aileron, give a decent amount of throttle, because you want to maintain positive thrust and enough speed. All right, I'm going to level my wings. Okay, level my wings. I'm going to wait till right. I'm having no throttle, and then I'm going to flare just a slight bit right there at the end. That way, my mains, in other words, the rear gear, touch first, and then I'll let the nose settle in. Today is not the best day to do this because of the wind, cross breeze, and it's a little hard, but you know, like I said in the introduction, if you wait for a perfect day to fly, you will never fly. Those perfect days are few and far between, and the chances of you being off from work that day are very slim. All right, we're going to take off now. We're going to just start taxiing. I get up to a decent amount of speed, which you'll develop that feel, start pulling back on the elevator, and then let her rise. And that's a 3/4 power takeoff right there. Now we're going to do a knife edge. All right, I'm going to do one, and then I'll explain what that is.
5 minutes.
Okay, that's a little bit of a curving one. This plane has what you call a lot of dihedral to it, so knife edges are going to naturally want to pull off towards you. And all a knife edge is, okay, I didn't do that. All a knife edge is you're using your elevator, your rudder as your elevator, okay? And you're using your wings actually kind of like your rudder. And you're just turning the plane sideways. All right. See if we can't land here. See how I'm flaring just a little bit? All right. Now this is a full house STS. In other words, well, you know what? I say it's a full. It doesn't have the whatchamacallit, the GPS. I don't have that to where I can do auto land and the virtual fence. But it does have the 3 levels of beginner mode or safe mode. Okay. All right. So kind of strange, it turned green there for a second. Let me show you. If you look at the, almost like that light on the windshield, if you can see it.
Beginner mode.
Now that's beginner mode or safe mode.
Intermediate
intermediate mode, it returns blue,
Experience
and the
mode.
experience mode is obviously that. All right, we're going to take off one more time. Boy, those lights really help. They're really nice. We're going to do another landing. Okay.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
Wind is a issue, but that's okay. I wish there were clouds in the sky. It would make it so much easier. I can keep my wings level. Level, coming at the runway, trying to keep her as level as possible. I'm going to slightly flare right before I touch. Oh, I didn't do it. Didn't flare. Did that time after the bounce. Take off again. But see, I didn't flare. And you can see all 3 wheels hit at the same time and she bounced. So, okay. Wind is really messing with me. Really messing with me. And there we go. Okay, folks. Now I'm going to throw caution to the wind. Okay. We're in experience mode. We're going to do what we call a stall. Stall turn. I don't know if I can do it with this plane. This plane is so stable. There we go. That's a stall turn. And all that is flying her straight up, and then right before I cut the throttle, I give her a little bit of right or left rudder to turn her what direction I want her to turn back towards the ground. She is so light. She is so light that the wind is just, the natural wind is just picking her right up out of the ground. This is just a fun plane to fly. Probably one of the most perfect trainer or beginner planes. The AMA bills it as the perfect beginning RC plane. And I have a tendency to agree with them. It is a good one. All right, folks, well, there you go. That is the Apprentice STS. Great plane. Sounds like my prop might be out of balance because it really vibrates when I take off. But it does have something you have to remember. It does have a plastic, real flexible plastic nose cone, and that just kind of presses on there. And so for that reason, it probably vibrates, and that's probably what I'm hearing. Or it could be the prop. Prop could be out of balance. All right, well, there we go. Do another landing here. Man, see it going up like that? That's the wind, folks. She's just wanting to fly. There we go. All right, okay, I am done this time. All right, let's see our smart technology here. Before I touch the plane, what do you want to hear?
Motor off.
Motor off, that's right. And let's look at our flight log. Still have on the 3200 3S, still have just under half. So I could probably fly for another minute and a half for sure. And I flew for 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes and 22 seconds. It was set for 8 minutes, so a full 8-minute flight, easy. You come back probably 20%, 25% on your battery. Personally, I like having about 30% left, but 20% is okay for a good storage rate. All right, folks, well, there you go. That is the Apprentice STS. The flashing lights are not stock. That is what I've added. Those are the Easy Lights, and I'll put a link to their Amazon purchase in the description of this video. But that's just a good looking plane. Now if you're thinking, what is that, rubber bands on top of the plane? On top, yes, that's what holds the wing on. The reason for that is because this is designed to be a beginner plane. You know, 9 times out of 10 when you crash, your wing is what's going to hit, okay, because it sticks out so far. And that way the wing is strong, but the rubber bands, they'll take the impact. And it's better to break the rubber bands than it is to break your wing. That's the reason, or the rationale for the rubber bands. Well folks, this is Fat Guy Flies RC saying thank you for watching. Thank you for being a viewer, a subscriber, or just hopping on my channel and say, hey, what's this fat guy all about? God bless y'all, and don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and them planes. Bye-bye.